Year 3, how are you today? Welcome to your English lesson today. So we're going to start with a quick retrieval. Okay, so this is on your worksheet. First question is underline the independent clauses and circle the coordinating conjunctions. Then I want you to use an ing fronted adverbial to complete the sentence. Next, I want you to underline the prepositional fronted adverbial in the sentence below. And then I want you to correct the sentence so it's punctuated correctly. So pause the video here, have a go at that now. Okay, welcome back then. So we're going to move on quite speedily today because you have got lots to do. Today you are going to write a short narrative. Now remember yesterday we talked about a narrative is a story. So to be successful today in your story writing, you need to use your plan. So the plan that you created yesterday, you're going to use that lots today to help you inform your writing. So you're going to be looking at your plan and you're going to use that to help you write your story today. Do you remember I said that yesterday? Today will be the day you write your story. So you're going to use your expanded noun phrases that you have put into your plan. And you're going to use a range of fronted adverbials. Make sure you don't forget those commas. Now, another thing I need you to remember as well is that when you use capital letters and when you need to use capital letters for example, for I, when you're writing I, that pronoun, we need to make sure that you use a capital letter because you're important. It's an important pronoun, okay? So make sure that you use a capital letter for I. Miss Ashford was talking to me about that and she asked me to remind you all when you're writing to do that. But also check your writing too for when you do need a capital letter and when you don't need a capital letter. So remember, capital letters go at the beginning of a sentence, not in the middle. They're there for people's names or names of places, but not for just common nouns. So making sure that throughout your writing, you are putting in capital letters in the correct places. Okay, have you got that? Brilliant. Okay, so yesterday you created your story mountain plan and we started off and I gave you the first part of the story plan, didn't I? And I just showed you how to do it. And hopefully you have now created all of that plan. So you have looked at each part of the story of the Egyptian pyramid and you have written parts. Remember, you wasn't writing sentences yesterday, you were just writing your expanded noun phrases to describe each area and some fronted adverbials that would also help you when you do write your sentences. Okay, now over this for today, you're going to be thinking about what you've learned over the past 2 weeks. So you might need to get your old worksheets that you've been looking at. You might need to quickly have a quick look through some of the videos too to help you if you've forgotten any parts. But today then, you're going to make sure that in your writing of your story, you're going to include your fronted adverbials and your expanded noun phrases. And we're going to be putting them into sentences today. We've got to make sure that our story makes sense. So this is why you need to use your story mountain because it will take you through each part of the story, making sure that you've got the cohesion, it's following on, and it's in the correct order, it's in a chronological order. Now, and what I'm going to do first is show you an example of the opening of our story. Do you remember the structure that we looked at yesterday? Where we had the opening, the build-up, the dilemma, the conclusion. So we're going to have a look at that again today, but we're just going to look at the opening, okay? Because then I'm going to let you go and have a go at writing a story by yourself. So again, yesterday, this is what we had, wasn't it, of our plan for our opening. And you should have different parts of the story planned in this way so you know what you want to say in each part. So from this plan that I've got from yesterday, I'm going to use it to start my actual opening, the beginning of my story. Now, just to let you know today, this isn't the final draft of your story. This is your first draft, your first attempt of your story. So it's okay if we miss parts out and we can go back and cross bits out and add bits in because it's the first draft and that's what we do on the first draft, isn't it? It isn't your final one and it isn't your final piece today. But I do need you to follow your plan so you know exactly where you want your story to go. Okay, so taking this from the plan, Here is my opening. Okay, I'm going to read it to you. But can you see as well, we have colour coded the different parts that mean, I'm pointing to the screen, you can't see that. Sorry. You can see here, let me get my my cursor. Can you see here how we have used different colours? Do you remember before when we were looking at the different parts? So we have our different fronted adverbial openings. We're thinking about our different expanded noun phrases, and we're just thinking about how we're going to make sure we get all of those elements into our story. Do you remember the I spaced last week? Yeah, and that is what we need to make sure that we've got all of those elements into our story. So I'm going to read this to you now. In the shadow of the towering majestic pyramid, under the vast cloudless azure sky, the archaeologist sat crouched in his excavation pit, which he'd been working on for a number of months, without a single discovery. Wiping the bead of sweat from his sun-beaten brow with his worn, dust-covered shirt, he looked up at the blazing gold sun and groaned about the unbearable heat. "This is preposterous!" exclaimed the archaeologist. 2 months of working alone in 50-degree heat and not a single discovery. Frustrated and angry, the archaeologist kicked at the stones and the tools that lay scattered at the bottom of the arid, dusty pit. Once he calmed down, which took a number of minutes, he noticed that something had not been there before. Carefully and gently, the archaeologist dusted the sand from around the object to reveal a small, rectangular, coal-backed blue cartouche. This is what he'd been looking for all of these months, and now he had found it. What a great way to open the story. Now, at the end, where it said now he'd found it, as a reader, that makes me want to read more. So as a writer, which you are going to be today, you've got to make sure that you bring your readers in. You've got to make sure that those readers want to continue reading. They want to be turning those pages. We want the story to be unputdownable, okay? So I want you to go and have a go at writing your story now. It's going to take you a while, so that's why the video is quite short today. And then when you come back, we can go through this again, and you can use this as a checklist. So I'd pause the video here so you can use this as a checklist as you go through. And when you come back, we can quickly go through this just to check that you've got those things in there. All right. So pause the video here and enjoy writing your story. Have fun with that. Okay, welcome back. How was the story writing? Excellent. All right then. Let's just have a quick go through your story, and we'll go through this checklist here. You might need to pause the video at each part just to read through to check you've got it there. So have you used the OBDRE structure? Okay, so the opening, the build-up, the dilemma, the resolution, the ending. Have you got that structure in there? Pause the video, check it now. Have you used at least 3 expanded noun phrases for each scene? Pause the video, check it now. Have you used the show not tell to describe the archaeologist and the camel's actions? Pause the video, check it now. And the last one, have you used your following fronted adverbials? The ing, the simile, the preposition, the conjunction, the adverb, and the ed ending. Have you used those? If not, check it. Now remember, first draft, we can add to this and we can make it even better. I am really looking forward to reading your stories, children. And tomorrow we're going to have a go at adding some speech in there and how we use speech effectively. Okay? Now you take care now, and I'll see you very soon.